Got this?
I got it good.
Spicy. There it
was worth it. that tasted really good. I mean, I could smell it.
I would have done it for free.
It was brutal, very realistic, and exactly what this type of thing would look like if such a thing existed in real life. I thought it was amazing. And
intense. It's really, really intense. You kind of forget that you're watching a production. You just actually think a few psychos picked up a camera and filmed their little adventures.
It reminds me of the Theater of the Macabre taken to the next level.
What'd you think?
You're going somewhere with it that's really going to be really tense to see.
It's a mind fuck, basically, watching it.
I work for, we do all the fingerprinting and booking for all the arrests that are made in Allegheny County, where I work. The thing is, it didn't necessarily disturb me. I just kept nodding because that's the way reports read when people hold people against their will. People are evil to each other.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
everything I've seen has just been fucking incredible. Very impressed. I thought the acting was all really convincing. Yeah, it was really stellar. Very cool. Awesome. Very cool. Worthy follow-up to the classic August Underground. It's very, very good work. I'm impressed. Fred took his movie to this horror convention in Cleveland earlier this year, the Cinema Wasteland convention. There were about 2,000 people there who just like live, eat, sleep, breathe horror movies, just like real die-hard horror movie fans. He had these few underground screenings of the movie in hotel rooms, okay? And I watched it twice, 2 out of the 3 screens. The first screening, these people have seen everything. They just all sat there with their mouths open and were real fascinated by it. By the second screen, this room was like real packed. People were kind of freaking out. And then there's a third screening I wasn't at, and I was walking down the hallway of this hotel, and these people were just screaming at Fred. And these people who've seen everything were just screaming at him, condemning his film. It had that strong of an effect on them. This girl was sobbing. You know, a girl who was at a horror convention, was just freaking out, and just it really had a major effect on her. And you just don't see films having that kind of an effect on people all that often. So.
Lotion, lotion, lotion. Slurpy, slurpy, slurpy. Have fun, guys, and I want to clarify that you're all still alive. Because that would be the question, because it really looks real. If you watch the film, it really looks real. That everything was just special effects. Am I getting that as a guarantee from the filmmakers?
It was all real.
And there needs to be some semblance of reality.
Is it real, or the people, are they still alive?
It just wouldn't be believable if that were faked. You'd be acting then.
In the mind that we had going, it's not just the murders, it's also sexual. You can't, it just goes hand in hand with us. And everything that goes on seems to end up being pretty sexual, but with murder, murder, which happens with a lot of serial killers.
That's what's scary about it. You could have found this anywhere. Is it real? Is it not real?
It was freezing. I didn't want to move. Just being part of the scene, adding to the effect. Uncontrollable, freezing convulsions. It was probably 45, 50 degrees, it felt like, and then I was snuggled up to a concrete wall.
Right.
In the basement,
And were they futzing with you?
It became more of a meticulous, okay, what doesn't make it real? Because the whole thing that sells it is, this looks like it's their home video, and if it's their home video, what are they going to tape? They're going to tape with the sex. They're going to tape them mutilating these people and all these disgusting things that are horrifying. Guys, exactly the opposite. It's hard to pull off an effect, cutting someone's throat or whatever's happening, and do it with nothing, but do it in one straight shot too, because they're not gonna turn the camera off. They're gonna forget about doing that. They're too into what's going on. They just want to capture it. It's just one of those. We actually considered the name Happy Accident, and found out that it was a film being released this month on DVD. But it's very much the way that everything's happened for this, because it was originally just a Necrophagia music video that we were shooting, and we just wanted to do some new August Underground type footage, but original for the film.
Once I get into character, it's like I can't really get out. It's I think I have to go to sleep before I get out of it, because I'll just keep being in it, and it's kind of obnoxious, but
it looks real. So I guess all those studying when you were a kid, all those things you took in college and stuff, all paid off. So like, hats off to all your accomplishments. It's all showing, and some fine line of seeing it as being real and not real. That's what filmmaking is. So hoping that you will show something that looks real on screen is like something that you can say, wow, I've accomplished something. And I'd like to congratulate all of you guys for like showing us what people can do with a shoestring budget, with an equipment that's just available to everyone right now, and just create something that is mind-boggling, that will make people think and make people say that, wow, what was that? And it kind of invoked like a strong emotion from me and stuff, but I'm just gonna leave the viewers to like judge it for its own. I'm not hyping it up or anything, but I encourage everyone to like check it out.
why won't this take?
Let's do it. This is when you were filming.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Campy creep.
Welcome to the Festival Macabre after party.
Welcome to the family.
You know what?
I don't want to see bleeding.
You have an X in your head. You do what you do to create what you want. Hug my brother, 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 brother. He's always here for me.
And we're rolling. Hey, what's happening, dude? Can I bum a smoke?
Yeah.
Cool. So, fucking left mine in the car, man. It sucks, you can't even smoke in here.
I know, I'm getting ready to go have one myself.
Oh, yeah? So you getting some ink done?
Just a little bit of touch-up stuff.
Oh, cool. What do you got? Oh, come on, man. All right. If I show you mine, will you show me yours?
What do you got?
Here, hold this.
Oh, it's fucking kick-ass. Did you get that done here?
Yeah, I did. What do you got? Are you looking at her?
She's fucking hot.
Fucking hell yeah, she is, dude. Look at that fucking ass, dude.
Send her fucking home with both holes.
What was that?
I'd like to send her home with both holes bleeding. Get that fucking pooper on her.
Why don't you call her over here, man?
Fucking blow baby batter on her if she comes near me at this point. I've been fucking drinking all goddamn day.
Well, call her over here, man.
No, I'm trying to sober up, man. They're not gonna fucking do this until I fucking, one little fucking line, and they're bitching I'm too fucked up to get that done. So I'm just sitting here trying to sober up. And
Is that some like Japanese shit?
Oh man, it's nothing like that.
Dude, she's fucking hot, man. Call her over, come on.
I'm too fucked up. I got shit to do.
Come on, man.
Fuck you, man. I got shit to do as soon as they do this.
Hey! Come here.
What are you doing, man?
Yo, this guy likes you. Yeah.
Hey, what's up? Stick my ass all over him, baby. What's your name, baby?
Oh, easy, kids. Oh. Oh.
Hey guys, come on, man.
Yeah. Hey, why don't you get your hand out of my girlfriend's ass, asshole? I said, get your fucking hand out of my girlfriend's ass.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, he bit me.
He bit? Oh, baby, he didn't bite you.
He bit me.
Oh, I don't let him bite you. We're only fucking playing. But here.
You guys are getting on this.
You serious? Holy fucking man. What's that all about?
It's your fucking girlfriend.
I say Pete.
It's fun, dude. It's all good. Jeez.
Fucking idiots. That's my arm. Oh. Yeah.
I can't even fucking think. Look at this fucking shit.
What, dude? I'm telling you, this is the fucking shit I gotta do all the fucking time.
Brother love.
I will really get into the element of it once I start.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we will.
So I stopped to do it. I was watching it though.
Yeah. Okay. So from him, so that we get that action where you say that to you. So you're right. You're right there,
the last
right?
thing. That's when I say
That's-
he's some kind of
okay.
faggot. Then you just scream and that's
Yeah.
you'll know he's coming. Okay. We're ready. What are you, some kind of fucking faggot? You fuck! What the fuck did I fucking tell you? God, get the.
It's a meatball, motherfucker.
This is fucking bullshit. You're playing some kind of fucking game, man. Fucking bullshit. Look at
He
these
stuck his
two.
fingers in my ass a second ago.
Should I have to fucking...
Oh! You stick your fingers in my ass
I
again?
can't deal with this shit. Look at it.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are all playing games. This is fucked up. It's funny. No, it's funny. It isn't fucking funny.
Out of here.
What, you don't fucking find this
No,
funny?
I don't find this funny. Look at this. That's your fucking girlfriend? What are you, some kind of fucking faggot? What's that what you are? You fucking faggot!
Careful.
That's cool. It's only $1. Did we get it?
No.
Well,
Because you and I ended up fighting.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you ready?
We're
Yeah.
we're rolling.
Say cheese to the camera.
I understand. Choose that fucking.
Say cheese to the camera.
No.
I said cheese.
I'm pissed off.
I
Okay.
said cheese to the camera.
Okay, cheese.
Oh, yeah. Lick the shit off of him. Oh, yeah.
Yes. This is
Is that the most disturbing thing you've ever seen?
this
What is that?
this is one of my friends. Good God.
Usually laying on a steel table.
Record? I did not know.
Ain't that bad.
Hey, it's Freddie. Ow.
Okay, that's egotism right there.
shirt's killing me. That's so funny.
Think it let me cut him?
What's that?
Think it let me cut him?
Were you trying to be scary?
No. That's how I normally look,
You
dude.
think you're a maniac, you fuck? Is that?
Stop it! Stop it!
Fuck you! Fuck you! The maggot with the camera. Coming interrupting this.
What do you mean? What am I doing,
What the
man?
fuck you doing?
It's all about the superstar.
No, don't do it. No. You gotta go like this. Surprise! Where's the liquid blood at? Give me some. I dip my balls in it. What's that? Wherever my book bag is, that's what it is.
Hey. Have a good time here.
Oh, that's much better.
Fucking suck.
Yeah, that's harder than it looks.
No?
Not this time, no.
Ew. Oh, be dead.
Yeah.
I go through here all at once. Fred. Sorry, Grandma. Just like that. Peace, man.
I feel like I peed my pants.
How's your neck? Good?
It's the fucking body. Disturb people.
Well, we'll get the tape off and save that.
That sounded kind of gay, didn't it?
Fucking faggot.
Seriously, I do.
Okay.
I seriously am.
What?
I'm gonna be replacing Necrophage's vocalist after tonight's little get together.
We're your biggest fucking fans. Oh, I wouldn't call us stalkers.
Okay, now watch the blood juice. Wrap it backwards and then wrap it the way it would. That way it's not.
You know, so like when
Is that what you did with that?
Oh, his duct tape was just like strictly on there real good. I really like.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying though. Put it on backwards.
I got mortician's wax. I can do a nice, real quick.
I'm gonna talk her, right?
Yeah, he's gonna whack her with the.
Art Edinger.
Method act.
Ultraviolet Magazine. Penis. Jeremy Cruz. Penis.
Alright. You see it?
Where? Okay, where's this little weird fucking nouveau zoom thing?
Zoom's there.
There we go.
Zoom.
I guess I'm holding Michael's wallet.
I'm not being a slut or anything, but I'm putting my wallet in his pants.
my gosh. What? Should I take the laptop out of the door?
I don't think so. You want to secure that. I'm freezing. This is like shaking.
What's that?
Oh, for Christ's sake.
I'm a cool, right on.
I'm just going in there, scare this chick, right? I'm not, man, nothing ready, but.
I got a surprise for you.
Make a love, motherfucker. Where'd your sister go to?
I don't know, man. I'm kind of.
I'm cold.
That's good. You'll get hot real quick.
The first time I was raped.
I want that camera out of my face.
I wanted to.
You ready?
I'm with you.
I need, and look, I don't have a black eye. Do it.
I know, it's bad. It's so bad.
Do it. Ooh, Miss P, boobies.
His makeup artist Jeremy Cruz hard at work.
Skillfully,
with the brush skillfully in Michael's hand. As I sit and drink and supervise, 'cause that's what I do.
Oh, look at the beauty queen.
Did you do it?
I guess so.
No, he's already on it.
He's on a diet now. He wouldn't eat any of my chicken or cheesesteak or nothing.
Take it outside and put maggots in it. Then
Michael
everyone will eat it, especially Michael.
Are you gonna eat maggots?
Yep.
Are you serious?
Are you gonna swallow?
It'll happen, you know. I don't know.
Oh. Oh, that's just not even right.
That's good protein.
Yeah, it is.
In order for it to sell, though, what do you gotta show? Come on.
You come right over here, I'll show you a time like you never saw in 2 lifetimes ago. And then
I was raped on Thanksgiving by this girl.
not that, it's just the actual act of the defilement.
And this girl wanted me so bad, and I was just so not attracted to her.
I'm so cold.
Everything's in here that's ready. Other than the maggots, so all we gotta do is.
Warm thoughts.
Warm thoughts. Malibu.
Fiji. You're in a pond. You're not really cold. You're swimming. It's 105 degrees out, and you're swimming in a nice, cool pond. Where's the cups? No.
It's not easy being dead.
I mean, incest never like gets me hot.
Are you the filmmaker?
You making a movie?
I bet yours is as small as mine. No one ever gets to see it. No other explanation.
You know what? I mean, I'm comfortable with my penis size.
Alright.
He's still talking about his fucking penis.
Alright.
Is it bigger than a breadcrumb?
We're behaving. No, we're not.
When you're cutting the meat off the bone, you have to be careful not to nick the bone because it will break. Me hurting women is funny. You is funny. I'd be standing up. You don't know.
Next time.
Oh, that.
Come on.
Dig a hole.
Dig it.
But seeing as how I didn't know the size of the nipple, I'm doing it just a basic size so I can trim it down.
Fucking camera out of my fucking.
This is a good first date for you guys.
Look, you get a nice cooter shot.
We're getting it ready. You want to come in here too? You better shut the fucking door.
That's nice.
It's not gonna work until the door gets shut.
Okay. I'm gonna get out to make sure everything's okay.
The door. Yeah, hey, you stay in here.
All right.
I gotta try to get my eyes ready too. Something you can scream so I can try to put some drops in my eyes.
I screamed so bad. You better fucking hit me hard.
I know.
DFAceTheWorld@hotmail.com.
Okay, Chris, you ready? Hey, there's Jason right there taking fucking pictures, man. Now, in a big Hollywood movie, we'd have all the gimps and shit cleaning this stuff. But I take time out of my busy schedule to come in and clean off little drops of blood. Clean up that shit! Scrub! Come on! Scrub!
You can do it. You can do it.
It'll be like that time the potato sack was down here, remember that? I'm not gonna take part in that. Just got action.
Fucker, like I taught you.
I think you're portraying the characters in the right way. But like after a filming, it takes like, I don't know, these two like a day to become themselves again. I don't know. I don't want to see them with a knife in their hand. Anytime Michael's got the camera with him.
I feel like it wasn't so dark and twisted. I feel like something I really wanted to do for a while.
Yeah, I guess it was a little bit different than I expected it to be. I thought it might be more shocking seeing that filmed in person, but when you watch a rape in a movie, Like, you know it's not real, and when you watch people pretending to rape somebody, you also know that that's not real. So it's not like you're actually watching someone being raped. But it's still pretty goddamn cool, and I got blood on my pants, and that rocks.
And we had done neither. And stated that we were making a horror movie, and they were really cool about it. But they had to call in every single patrol person that was there to at least check it out. And take a look at the naked bodies roaming around before they said their goodbyes.
I guess a lot of people are apprehensive about this film, you know, and they say, oh, it's sickening and blah, 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 you know. Well, I kind of feel the same way. But at the same time, you know, I was more than happy to help them out to get this, you know, they wanted to make a film, and I was more than happy to help them make a film. You know, people say, oh, they shouldn't do this, it's sickening, blah, blah, blah. Well, there's a lot of sick stuff out there, and this didn't hurt anybody. And I'll tell you what, if somebody goes out there and says, oh, somebody keeps saying, oh, somebody might imitate it, well, then those people got a lot of mental problems, and they definitely need a bullet in the head.
And it was cool because the girl was freaking out. The girl, like, ahead of time, I thought it either wasn't going to happen or it was going to go very badly. She was very nervous, and it took a long, long time for her to come out of her birdcage, and I thought she was just going to, like, freak out.
But, you know, I look forward to doing more of it again. It's a lot more fun. Well, I don't know if it's a lot more fun, but it's a lot easier to sit around your house in front of your computer and make music than it is to lay out in below freezing weather with barely any clothes on, trying to pretend you're a corpse and get puked on and get your head smashed with a brick.
So you do get to see when we do not get out of character.
Is that black eye for the movie? I bet you guys are just having fun.
We were just beating each other up, actually. It was very comfortable, and in fact, it was very hot, because Chris is really hot, and I really liked it when she beat me up.
But working with everyone was cool except for Jeremy, because he kept trying to pull down my pants in the middle of the shoot. I didn't like that.
Jeremy does a great job. He really does. And he's so calm, and I think his calmness adds to the overall feeling of comfortableness in the scenes. And
Now, did you find it chaotic at any time except for when the camera was rolling?
No. Everything seemed very together, even when it wasn't, which is weird, but...
So, like, you know, chaotic during the scenes, but then, like, so professional when the camera's off. So, like, you guys clean everything up and do everything the right way.
If someone were to say that Mordum means nothing, well, I mean, that's just idiotic, because obviously it better mean something, because a lot of people put a lot into that, more than just the storyline, but I mean, a lot of things built up to this.
Somebody goes out there and actually does this stuff in real life, like a stupid retard that lays in the fucking middle of the road.
I'd recommend this movie to my mom. I'd recommend this movie to anybody.
I mean, the good thing is that it's art, and it's exactly what serial killers are. And it's not hiding anything, and it's very real. That's the thing. So how do you feel about that part? Doesn't
matter. You got to do what it takes to get noticed, and if you don't mind getting noticed this way, you guys wouldn't be doing this. And it's extremes, high and low. Either way, you're going to get noticed. Either way, people are going to follow you.
I have a skewed view of it, having been in it and know everybody that's in it. But just watching it, I find moments where I'm just laughing hysterically, and then other moments where I'm just totally sick and disgusted. And then there are those moments where I'm, turned on, which is totally disturbing.
The more I thought about it, the more I liked it. The more I liked that I was uncomfortable by it, because I really, with my performance art, I really want to make people uncomfortable. I love it. And it was a perfect opportunity.
And I think it's the most important thing any filmmaker can bring to a movie is to actually leave somebody with that bittersweet aftertaste of lingering motion that just soaks into your bones.
And I think that's really important to note, like, that we need to show these things to people to understand more of what real horror is, not the genre of movies, but what horror really is.
You never know what's going to happen when you go out with the toe tag crew.
I am here with Toe Tag, and I'm going to ask them some questions. How did all of you get your starts in movie making?
Speak up, big boy.
You get your finger out of his hole.
No, I think basically it's been something that we've all had an ambition to do and done on a more amateur level for probably as long as we can remember, early teens, and just something that kind of progressed into a full-blown subconscious reality. I don't know.
I finished my film, A Tribute to Sanity, and I met up with Fred, and he was doing the Apsu film thing, and saw his film, August Underground. I liked it a lot, and we wanted to collaborate more, so I joined Apsu, which didn't really last very long because they didn't really want to make horror films. So we got together with some real artists and started Toe Tag.
Well, how would all of you describe Mordum?
Not the great, 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 It's pretty much, the home video of three sociopaths, serial killers or whatever you want to call them, and it's their personal home. It's their personal home documentary. And what they record is what they want, and they don't really care who's watching it. It's personally for them.
Everyone thinks it's like sick and it's porn, like gore porn and
Pornography.
But it's just.
Whose stomach was that? It wasn't me this time.
It's Killjoy.
It wasn't me.
Yes, do you want to talk, little guy in there?
The jack-o'-lantern.
Shut your face, I'm trying to talk. It's also, it's not the reason why people think it's gore porn or whatever, because sex is being showed to its pretty much fullest in this, and Hollywood usually edits it out or like pretend that it doesn't happen, and that's
Or glamorizes it.
Or glamorizes it, yeah, and that's why it's just not taken, as what it is.
But what do you think of the current state of Hollywood?
Fucking sucks.
This is something, I always said when I was going to school, I was like, if I want to see a movie that's good, I'm going to have to make it myself, That's just what we did, and that's what we're going to keep doing.
What does the word Mordum mean as a title? How'd you come with that? What's that mean?
What worked for us using the word was combining what causes serial killers to become what they are is the urge to keep taking things further out of boredom. And the word Mordum sounds kind of like boredom and also post-mortem, which goes hand in hand with death. So combining those words felt like the right description.
What movies and directors have influenced you?
I'm a big Hitchcock fan. James Whale, who directed the original Frankenstein, 1931. Probably a lot of the great, classic directors. There's a lot of good directors out right now, but definitely my inspirations from like the old Universal stuff, and then growing up watching a lot of the big slasher movies, the Wes Craven stuff, and Sean Cunningham, Tobe Hooper, Romero.
No, seriously, Fulci would probably be my biggest influence. Early on, it was films like many different directors, but films that the company Hammer had put out. TV movies like Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, Bad Ronald, and it just kind of progressed until I saw Fulci, and that was like seeing God for me, like a religious experience. And Jim Van Beber's films, I think, are so well made and so from the heart. Coffin Joe, Joe D'Amato. For me personally, it's a lot of the Euro horror directors. I mean, there's a lot of good directors that aren't so much horror that have some type of influence on me. Kubrick, Lynch, Cronenberg. But for me, Fulci just is the beginning and the end.
Alpha and Omega.
Absolutely.
I probably got my start from basically George Romero, but it later fanned off into David Cronenberg and then David Lynch, and those remain the biggest influences. But I really liked a lot of the Italian films as well. Dario, I really like Dario Argento's stuff.
Absolutely.
Suspiria visually is very, very inspiring because I really like to take the look of a film and take it to a different place, because I think it should be a different place instead of all the Hollywood films, all underground films also tend to look the same. They all want to look like film, or they just all want to look the same.
Unless you're David Lynch.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a newer director who's only made 2 films, but is definitely proven himself, is Darren Aronofsky, who did Pi and Requiem for a Dream.
Absolutely.
And at a point in time where I was in the middle of making a tribute to Sanity, I started to question originality, and I saw Requiem for a Dream, and it was like I was reawoken.
Inspired by Tim Burton and Edward Gorey and how can I forget that? Ralph Steadman. Duh. And this sounds really freaking retarded, but I'm kind of inspired. I'm a lot inspired by him, only with the filmmaking that I really want to create. The reason why I'm really into horror is, I guess, it's the horror in my head, I guess. I don't know. I can't really think of anything different than that.
Surprisingly enough, most of my influences didn't come from horror when I first started this stuff. John Waters is a big influence for me. I love his films. And once I started getting into horror, it was definitely Fulci. I saw his movies and it was awesome. I fell in love with them. The effects were awesome. The storylines were awesome. The sound, everything was just, put together so well. And one of my favorite movies was I Was a Teenage Frankenstein. A lot of people don't like that or even have seen that movie. It was made in the 60s, I think, but that's actually what made me want to get into effects, was that movie.
Why should somebody watch this movie?
Cleanse their soul.
Because it's
definitely to see something different.
Best, I'd say, the top feel-good movie of 2003.
It warms the soul.
For true fans of horror, you really want to be scared, frightened, and all the other emotions that would go hand in hand with horror. And people don't really want to go there, apparently, because films don't do that. So we're just trying to do that
fans
with whatever we
there,
can.
But no one,
yeah.
No one wants to take a chance.
It's all
take
about
it there anymore. And I think we did that. We pushed a lot of very sensitive subjects, in all honesty, and pushed the envelope further than I've seen it pushed in many years. So it's only going to go more insane from here for sure.
Hollywood definitely thought they cut off the balls of horror movies and buried them in a small unmarked grave, but we found them and said, let's put these fuckers on and
dug them up and reanimated them.
Let's make some. We're horror fans. You know what I mean? We want to make great horror movies and really to show the other fans like ourselves the movies we want to see. So.
Well, and the other thing is in my opinion, I think everyone involved in the movie, from every aspect of it, just gave 110%, and this motherfucker is truly crazy. I mean, there's a part of him that is just such a genius that it goes beyond. There's a fine line. There honestly is, between any type of genius, and I mean, he'll do anything. He'll take a kick to the nuts, eat maggots, sodomize 6-year-olds, whatever it takes to get the real gut reaction. Whether people think this is good, bad, hideous, whatever. I mean, it's not going to go away, and it's staring you right back in the face at the end of the day, and it's disturbing. It's legitimately fucking disturbing.
If you put your own heart into something, and people see that, people are going to believe in it as well, because they want something that they feel is strong. And
so much of society in general is so politically correct and afraid to take chances, and I think we're all very grateful to the people up in Calgary who actually went the extra mile and said, fuck it, if their investors are going to back out, they're not going to just pull a film like ours just to make some extra money or get more publicity. I mean, they really believe in art as a vision and as an expression, and not just a way of making money. And that's the main goal between most production companies and movie makers now. It's all about money. I mean, even someone that has a good idea is 9/10 of the time going to change their perception or their initial image just to cater to a certain budget, a certain company, or a certain market. And I don't think there's any chance that we'll ever do that. Once we have an idea that we're just, we're going to do it, and we're not going to change.
What projects do you have in the making?
Opening the Mind, and it's going to basically take back in the 60s, 70s when 3D films came out, it was, an evolution, and we've stumbled upon something no one else has done yet. And
you're
it's
not going to tell me what that is.
Well, it's known as Life-O-Vision.
Love this. Taught college for 3 years, and it turned into the Tom Savini School of Special Effects, and I taught there for a year. And at that time, I was directing August Underground, and lost my job because didn't have the Hollywood credentials.
Now, we did a lot of work together. A lot of times what would happen is I'd give him some strange source material, and he'd just take it and make it even stranger.
The final product of his work is always a lot different than what you think it will be or what you'll expect it to be, and it's always amazing and interesting and definitely creative.
But I think that one of the coolest parts about most of those movies is the integration of the sound with the pictures, and it goes beyond just timing them together. It creates a whole overall mood, and a lot of times sound is treated like an afterthought.
I'm always frustrated listening to filmmakers complain about their 5 or 6 digit budgets. In spite of that, I made a very personal film with completely no money at all, aside from gas money getting to a location. Sanity was put together with 0 budget. Even the tapes that the footage was recorded on were recycled.
If you fucking show this, he's probably gonna kill you too from being in here.